Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, mainstream media asked this question this morning. What can TNT gain from Kamala's embrace of the United States of America? TNT Prime Minister was the first leader of a third-party sovereign nation to come out in support of what came to be known as U.S. kinetic strikes on alleged drug boats in the southern Caribbean. And while international law scholars, human rights activists, and politicians around the world condemned these U.S. military strikes, Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar never wavered in the support of the U.S. action. My response: the USA, people, is Trinidad and Tobago's greatest trade partner and ally, which is the most important gain that we must all take into consideration. I want to remind mainstream media of that. While the mainstream media continues to denounce the Trump administration's method to secure our region and reduce serious types of crimes, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar has chosen to seek our country's best interest by building an even closer diplomatic relationship with the USA. In spite of Kamala's incorrect decision to impose new fees and taxes upon our population, I continue to commend her for standing with the United States of America. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Gridlock on the nation's highways has long frustrated drivers, and our officials say change is coming. At a parliamentary committee today, the Transport Commissioner is signaling a shift away from roadside stops towards automated enforcement, including camera-based systems, which will be much better, especially when it pertains to speeding. And well, you wouldn't be able to really detect DUIs, but speeding definitely, and overtaking when you shouldn't too. Those are the types of violations that the Kamala Prasad administration should be focusing on and increasing the fines when it pertains to those type of offenses. My response: fellow UNCs used to complain about all these roadblocks which prevent people from reaching to work on time. But now they're all repeating the same phrase, law and order. You betrayed the poor whom you needed to win this election. We believed you, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. We thought that we would win, but instead we are receiving increased fees, taxes, and fines. Bear in mind, people, as I said before, I agree with this new technology when it pertains to identifying drivers who are exceeding the speed limit, or probably I don't know if it will also detect if people are overtaking when they shouldn't be doing so. But when it pertains to increasing the fines for minor defects on a vehicle, or even for parking violation, that is something that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar herself condemned while she was in opposition. She said that those were just fines being used to generate revenue, and that's exactly what she is doing now. And I'm telling you, unless she stops what is taking place, we are heading for a landslide defeat in 2030. Transport and Civil Aviation Minister Eli Zakur confirmed yesterday that there are no provisions for a payment plan for fixed penalty tickets. In other words, you have to pay everything one time. During a media briefing by the UNC, Zakur was asked to comment on the case of coconut vendor Ravi Babulal, was appealed for additional time to pay a total of $19,000 in fines. The minister went on to say there are no provisions in the law to have a payment plan for tickets. That has to be done at the level of the courts, the minister says. That's why most likely that's the only option that the coconut vendor has. Take the actual issue to court. My response, the wealthy can afford to keep their vehicles in perfect condition or pay a fine with just a swipe of the card, people, even if it's $19,000. The poor man, on the other hand, who voted for UNC to win, may end up having to walk, use a taxi, or ride a bicycle, just like in the case of this coconut vendor. Might have to end up selling his vehicle to be able to pay that fine. Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. Trinidad and Tobago's latest hyperbaric facility will provide opportunities for local and regional medical practitioners to be certified hyperbaric technologists and diving technicians. This is according to the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, Nathaniel Rajkumar, as he officially opened Trinidad and Tobago's latest hyperbaric facility located in Marabella. Mr. Narayan Singh highlighted the facility's benefits to the medical and academic communities. He went on to say, I see opportunity for training and opportunity for development in healthcare. And this is what I'm really focusing on there, because we really need to improve our healthcare system in Trinidad and Tobago. This facility provides hands-on experience for students in nursing, physiotherapy, medical technology, and allied health fields. It will support practical learning, specialized certification, and continuous professional development with international best practice, or I would add standards. Give credit when credit is due. Must give credit to the Kamala Prasad administration when it pertains to this.
I see opportunity for training and opportunity for development in healthcare. And this is something I will have a conversation with the Ali family with. This facility provides hands-on experience for students in nursing, physiotherapy, medical technology, and allied health fields. It will support practical learning, specialized certification, and continuous professional development with international best practice.
President of the American College of Hyperbaric Medicine and lead consultant of the International Hyperbaric Medical Facility, Dr. Tyler Sexton, described the new medical tool.
This is the largest hyperbaric chamber for this region, a 6-person double lock 688 chamber, meaning it's capable of doing all of the dive injuries or things that's necessary, along with clinical indications for hyperbaric medicine. It's a double lock, so you can bring patients in and out, you can bring your personnel in and out, and we also do provide training for individuals as well.
Dr. Sexton also noted that the facility will provide training for both local practitioners and regional students.
We train certified hyperbaric specialists, which is a 40-hour course that a person must take, and then we do hours. You must take clinical hours to understand how to operate a chamber, how to function on it successfully and safely. We teach all of that here at this facility. So you would have an internship, you could do your 6 weeks of hours, your 40-hour course, and you could become a certified hyperbaric specialist, in which that is an international certification that can go here in the U.S. and abroad, and you could work at a hyperbaric facility with the right qualifications.
The country's latest hyperbaric chamber is located at the International Hyperbaric Medical Facility Limited in South Trinidad. Terry-Ann Brown-Campbell, TTT News.
In a strategic move to ensure energy stability, Venezuela oil company Petróleos de Venezuela, PDVSA, or we call it PDVSA, I think, in Trinidad and Tobago, yesterday confirmed it is advancing negotiations with the United States for the sale of its oil. The state-owned company specified, however, that these talks are governed by the existing trade agreements between the two nations. Yes, but there are certain parts of that agreement that are new, people. In a statement posted on Instagram, it revealed that the process is being carried out under similar, you hear what they're saying there? Similar schemes to those in place with international companies such as Chevron, and is based on a strictly commercial transaction with criteria of legality, transparency, and benefit for both parties. Meaning, people, Venezuela is going to benefit, United States of America is going to benefit. PDVSA reaffirms its commitment to continue building alliances that promote national development for the benefit of the Venezuelan people and contribute to global energy stability, the oil company stated. PDVSA's statement comes after U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement on Tuesday night that Venezuela will be turning over up to 50 million barrels of oil to the United States, but it's going to benefit citizens of Venezuela, people. In a social media post, Trump said the oil worth about $2.8 billion, people, will be sold at its market price, adding he would control the money raised and use it to benefit, listen to whom? The people of Venezuela and, of course, the United States of America. My response, as I've said on numerous occasions, when democracy is restored in Venezuela, which is going to take place soon, it's already in the process of taking place, Trinidad and Tobago will also benefit significantly because all forms of sanctions will be lifted by the USA, which will ensure that TNT can also restore full diplomatic relations with Venezuela, and then we could pursue dragon gas. Minister responsible for housing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Andrew John, says the government's housing program is expected to restart soon as the new administration continues its assessment of the initiative. Speaking with SVG TV News on the sidelines of the swearing-in ceremony of the new Governor General on Tuesday, Minister John assured that the housing program has not been abandoned. He said his ministry is currently awaiting approval of funding in order to continue the work. While the minister did not disclose specific details of what has been uncovered during the assessment process so far, he described some of the findings as startling, just like how it was startling to see a lot of the things that took place under the PNM administration for the past 10 years here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Now we still have over 700 persons who are in rent, most of them from the Grenadines. So our priority going forward would be ensuring that these persons whose homes are in various stages of completion, they are returned to their former residence, as it were. Is in fact costing the government a lot of money. And so we have to ensure that especially those that are near to completion, that is our focus right now. Not only in the Grenadines, but on mainland as well. Because we still have a number of persons in shelters. And it is the undertaking of the government to ensure that persons return to their respective homes. So I want people to feel comfortable. Don't be concerned that the program has stopped and we would stop distributing materials to persons, or will stop repairing houses, or will not complete. This is a program that is being reassessed, and it will continue, because our aim as a new government is to ensure equity, ensure that persons are treated fairly and persons are housed. It is very important on the housing that we ensure that persons receive the necessary help. The cabinet exercise, which will take place most likely at the end of this month or early next month, once we have gotten the necessary funds, which I am sure that we would receive from cabinet. Once we get the necessary funding, we will continue. Definitely, we have to continue.
Guyana's President Dr. Irfan Ali on Thursday commissioned the $920 million Aishaltan airstrip in Region 9, noting that geography would no longer determine who prospers and who is left behind in Guyana. As the government presses ahead with a development agenda for hinterland communities centered on connectivity, food security, and economic diversification. Leading the way in the Caribbean, people, Kamala Prasad needs to learn a whole lot from Irfan Ali. Speaking with residents and other stakeholders during the ceremonial commissioning of the 2,500-foot rigid concrete airstrip, the president noted that the massive investments being rolled out forms part of a wider project to transform hinterland communities and cement their place as a valuable contributor to national and regional food security. Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days. President Dr. Nathaniel Ali has underscored the importance of government policies being clearly translated and directly experienced by citizens, stressing that effective governance must influence everyday decision-making at the household and business levels. Speaking, here in Trinidad and Tobago, all we will study is tax at this point in time. Speaking at a recent interview, the head of state said when people are aware of the policy direction, they're better positioned to make informed choices that align with national development goals. At this point in time, all we can align ourselves with is what? Increased fees and what? Taxes here in Trinidad and Tobago. The Clarendon police in Jamaica are reporting its most significant reduction in crime in over a decade. That is wonderful news for the people of Jamaica and the country itself. With head of the division, Senior Superintendent of Police Shane McCalla, charging that the police will continue to employ targeted strategies to further cut crime in the parish. McCalla told yesterday's monthly sitting of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation that the parish closed 2025 with 41 murders, representing a 41% decrease, the lowest annual total recorded in approximately 13 years. Once again, people, less crime is always good news. A comprehensive rodent control program in Jamaica is to be implemented across several communities in Westmoreland as public health officials intensify efforts to reduce environmental risk and improve sanitation standards, especially since Hurricane Melissa. The initiative will be carried out by the Westmoreland Public Health Department, will target communities such as Negril, Grange Hill, Savannah Lamar, Petersfield, White House, Darlington, and Bethel Town. International news now. Over the past few days, multiple reports indicate that Iran has taken steps consistent with preparations for an offensive operation. These measures reportedly include clearing and rerouting flight paths away from major population centers, redeploying offensive assets from urban areas toward border regions, and reinforcing military bases with both active and passive radar systems. Taken together with recent Iranian military and political statements, these actions, people, suggest preparations for a preemptive strike rather than a defensive posture. The U.S. government said it is deeply concerned by the reports that Somali federal officials destroyed a U.S.-funded World Food Program warehouse and seized 76 metric tons of food intended for vulnerable communities within that country. It stressed that the Trump administration maintains a zero-tolerance policy towards the waste or theft or diversion of life-saving assistance and urged full accountability and protection of humanitarian supplies, as we also call it, aid. Dozens of U.S. Air Force aerial refueling tankers and heavy military transport aircraft, specifically C-5 and C-17 platforms, have departed from the United States and from a U.S. airbase in the United Kingdom, heading toward the Middle East. According to multiple sources, the United States is preparing for strikes against Iran And this activity reflects the ongoing transfer of forces to the region. Closing off now with the interesting facts segment. As of January 1st, 2026, millions of workers across the United States have received a pay raise, with 19 states officially increasing their minimum wage to start the new year. That's wonderful news for the people. While the federal minimum wage remains stagnant at $7.25 per hour, where it has been since 2009. Whoa. States like California has $16.90. New York has $16 plus, and Hawaii has $16. Have pushed their floors significantly higher to keep up with the cost of living, which definitely would have increased. Since 2009, people, this year's adjustment marks a significant milestone, as Nebraska and Missouri have now joined the growing list of states with a minimum wage of at least $15 per hour, very close to ours here in Trinidad and Tobago, just like about what, $7 less now. In total, over 8 million workers are expected to benefit from these increases, which in many cases were triggered automatically by inflation metrics or previously approved legislation. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.